How you doing? Being an actor, being a performer, it's selfish. I'll just be honest. It's a selfish.
You're part of a lot of marathons.
I don't put down stand-in work or even background work. It's probably my favorite set. It really is. And I'm not. You said that stand-in work is nicknamed the golden handcuffs. Yeah, you truly care about this. And
So hello everyone. Today on ArcaneApex we have excited guest who is Jack Ellis, and he's an amazing actor, also a talented storyteller who brings his character to life in an unforgettable way. Before getting into more deep, can you give us a bit intro about you, how you get into this acting? Yeah.
absolutely. So yes, I got started into this business about in 2018. Yeah, 2018. Um, I first went to film and television school.
Okay.
Um, I graduated at Marymount, California. It's a private school in Southern California,
Oh,
Palos Verdes. And
okay.
unfortunately, there's no longer there, but I learned a lot of behind the camera, cinematography, editing, um, just even like digital media and all sorts of just multimedia things. And yeah, that grew my interest in the arts. And um, so I knew that I wanted to learn behind camera first and things, but then eventually I would go into in front of camera and learn about acting and the craft there. And so that's what I did after graduating. And in the summer of 2018, as I started taking class at a local studio out in Lakewood called My Acting Studio with Charles Tentendo. He's been my teacher for many years. Unfortunately, I'm kind of trying to get back into classes. I know, as they say, that an actor to keep on studying and keep on practicing the craft, it's important to be in classes. But I am, also doing stand-in work, and that for me is a lot of not quite the same as taking full on acting per se, but it is teaching me a lot. I am hands on. I'm on a set. I'm on the seeing what the main actors are doing, how they're communicating, how it's. I'm learning a lot, and I do definitely. I take the time and appreciate when I am doing my stand-in work, and I've been doing that now for about 3 years, and it's been wonderful. I've worked on many great shows, and now being Dr. Odyssey, and for one of the main actors on the show, his name is Sean Teal, and
Okay.
he's a very good gentleman. And I he's a I can't say enough about him, but he yeah, and the actors too. The other Joshua Jackson, Philippa Sue, and then Don Johnson. Those are the main guys, but they're I again I see that also what it takes to the crew members and that the crew people behind the cinematographers, the
Yeah.
everybody. It's all a collaborative, and it's great. I'm very uh, grateful for the work that I have with them, and hope to continue it. But anyway, yeah,
That's
that's kind of how
that's
my
really, yeah, that's
thing.
really quite exciting journey. And it seems like every single day you will be like having a different challenges and different stuff coming on your way. And I think it's like pretty much exciting journey.
Thank you. Yes, yes, talking and sorry, I kind of jumped ahead too, but I first
Yeah.
started with background acting and doing background performing and just being an extra in the background, and again and then from there I was able to get I was able to get management too. I was able
Okay.
to find a to go out for auditions and learn that, and that's a whole nother a tough deal is auditioning
Understand.
and constant rejection after rejection, and it's tough. It's a very it's yeah, it's you learned a lot about yourself. You learned a lot about the the whole acting game and how it's
Uh,
you
and
know
uh,
it's
and I completely understand. It's not like it can say in words, but it's like the complete journey on
Yes.
learning every single thing, every single day, new stuff, and building contacts and go through it.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And you know, and I'll say that too, like, I came into this business and industry with nobody. Like I didn't know I didn't have any friends, no family, no connections, or I went pretty solo in a sense of I came into it at 26 years old, and I'm 32 now, so
Wow.
it's been about 6 years. But I feel like each year I'm getting better and better. I'm learning more. I'm the business. I'm networking, trying to just navigate through it all. So it's been quite the adventure in that itself of how to navigate through it all and um, it's a lot. It's a lot, and it can be overwhelming. But as long as you're appreciative of your improvements or things that constructive criticism and able to learn from that, that's what that will make you succeed in the long run.
Got it.
And
Got it. That's really crazy. But and currently, I'm like if you want like a bit about me, I'm currently obviously like pursuing my master's degree, and I'm
awesome.
currently in New York, Brooklyn. Um, and apart of all this, masters in business, etc. Even though I'm going to graduate in this spring semester, the
Yeah.
reason actual reason I came to USA was like to pursue my career in this entertainment industry, specifically in a genre of mystery, action, adventure. In that
Oh,
point
cool.
of view,
Yes.
and also like I write books mostly in this genre only, and
Great.
in that point of view, the reason like in order to like pursue like same as you, like I don't have any contacts, I don't have any connections, I have zero knowledge how things works, but I have a passion about okay. Anyhow, I want to get into this stuff, and I want to get into this part. Even though I'm a writer, I want to be also an actor in
Cool.
this particular genre. Like the best example was like movies like Jumanji, Uncharted,
Mhm.
played by Tom Holland. So these kind of movies really excite me right from my childhood.
No, yeah, those are great. Yeah, those are some great classics, and yeah, good genre there. I like that area as well, mystery, adventure. I also like kind of like even like fantasy kind of with like Lord of the Rings or The Witcher too. Like those are
Yeah,
I kind of like that as well with like creatures or different characters, kind of like that I don't know the fantasy kind of stuff.
yeah.
Yeah, so I do like
Mm,
that.
got it.
Yeah, no,
Even though it's like complete new part, but still like I want to like build up in multiple ways to get into this industry. And this ArcaneApex, this channel is one of it, where I want to build up a community by discussing like people like you who are already working on this stuff and like getting information, getting kind of guidance how you break into this particular part without any support. And I know that like it's very overwhelming and sometimes it's very frustrating, but still you manage to maintain that rapport, and still you sustaining in this part. So out of all this, is there any kind of hardest part about being a working in this industry?
yeah, that's a great question, and um, yes, there you go through a lot of different obstacles, and you yeah, you know it's tough because as a performer, you you could take things so personally, and you take things so um, whatever. I'll say for like myself with um, especially with auditioning, like with auditioning and I do audition after auditions, and I and then I get so fixated on, oh, this one I did really well, or um, or it didn't go well. It didn't go well, and I messed it up or whatever. I didn't quite prepare for it as I should have. Um, Whatever, I that those have definitely been challenges for me in the past and even now. Like um, as doing full, stand-in work, it's like it is time consuming and in a sense of being open for auditioning as well. And so I've been trying to uh, understand that as well with my management and trying to, that they don't, and for myself, I don't want to be a lifelong being stand-in work. I want to get actual work and booking roles and being on series or movies and things like that. And so it, you know, um, so that is a challenge for me, is to now get to that again, talking about levels and things and trying to keep on growing within the industry. Is that for me, these next couple years, I, yeah, I gotta really keep charging forward, keep on moving along, keep and give it that extra effort too, because um, again, it's competitive. This is a very, very, if not the most competitive industry um, when it comes to performing and for in these big television networks and
Hmm.
millions of dollars that are at stake here. And so
Yeah.
um, yeah, it is a business in itself, and so um, that's why I need to show my best work and prove myself that I belong as well. So it's
Yeah.
it it can be yeah, again, I've gotten better with trying to forcing things and trying to force um, I'm getting the role, getting the, lead or support, getting, your name out there and getting all that. And I, I try to push for it, but, when the time is right, the time is right. And I'm a big advocate of that, of, hey, like, no, at least I'm auditioning. At least they're seeing my face, or I'm at, so I have to remind myself that it's not you're not going to get it all at once. You're not going to
Okay.
get no, I don't know. It's hard for any actor to just all of a sudden become the lead actor out of nowhere. It's like no, they had to start and make their way with small under five, under five, and under these small little parts, guest roles, and then that's how you build your way up and up, and then okay, then you prove yourself there. But it, I have luckily I being in this business now, I talk with friends, I talk with other guys that the same struggle, that they too know that hey, work is it's tough, or I'm from background work to stand in and principal work and to being all in between. It's like commercial things as well. It's like it's you know and that's the thing. It's like the industry right now is at a very I don't know, I'll say it's I don't know, I guess maybe evolving, you could say, or it's very Hollywood is not the same. I'll say Hollywood is not quite. Um, I don't know. I don't. I'll say that with streaming and the way that streaming is now, and that's the new form of for film and TV and the shows and it's like that there's a lot of what's the word
You
there's
mean
a lot.
maybe AI part?
Yeah, there's a lot of material. There's a lot of shows, and there's um, almost too much at times. But the ones that end up getting greenlit again for another season or another sequel, or that they get multiple, um, is that it's well written, or it resonates. It's very the storyline of it, the characters. It's like it's all very meticulous, or very planned out. Or, it's not just something that, and it's for, I guess, a wide audience as well. That's why it's like, knowing your audience, is that will it get the numbers that you need, or will it really gain traction, as because you don't really know until it does get aired out, until it does, what the audience thinks of it. Will it become,
Maybe like I also very much researched about this particular part. Like everyone is quite saying, okay, now Hollywood is not same as before.
yeah.
It's evolving day by day, and also by include of artificial intelligence, AI generated videos. This is also gonna affect a bit of Hollywood, but is it really everything about money, or else like producers are getting confused with a lot of actors, or else is it about storytelling part? So what is exact that one thing getting Hollywood affected? Because the kind of movies which are releasing right now, because I watched a lot of movies. You can say I watch every single movie released in Hollywood or else back in India, my Bollywood or Tollywood,
Oh,
whatever I feels interesting, I watch it multiple times. So by observing a lot of movies, I came to know like okay, out of 10 movies, only there is a chance of like one movie perform really well. Rest is even though we have good technology, good equipment, they are still not able to utilizing that and not shooting in a correct way, or else not able to tell the story in a proper way. So what exactly affecting in Hollywood, in order to coming up with the good movies, really good movies, or else chances for the new actors.
yes, I think okay, I think I get what you're saying. Like, um, yeah, like earlier, like about it's back to it. It's a business. It's a, Hollywood, Bollywood. It's like these are, lots and lots of money. So it's like, yeah, your your name is being attached to this project, or to this art piece, or this film and the movie, and it's so you want to make it fantastic, or as best as it can be. I mean, that's my point. I mean, of course, not every project you're gonna be is like we've seen bad movies, we've seen bad shows, and that just don't. So um, that's the thing, is like how, yes, it's a combination. Yeah, obviously, yeah, money is tied into, um, yeah, the exposure of it, and um, how advertisements, of course, and how the ads are being, and that's, I don't know that part of the industry. I'm not, again, with ads and how marketing, and I don't know those things. I just know that, like, for my show, Dr. Odyssey, we are with Disney, Disney, Hulu, and ABC. Well, ABC is the network that we play on, but no, ABC, Disney, and so yeah, they've got, and a lot of money, and this is also a Ryan Murphy project. So Ryan Murphy, American Horror, or yeah, Horror Story, O.J. Simpson and the Trial, um, the Monsters series on Netflix, the Assassin. Just he's done a lot. He's done a lot. He's a very, uh, yeah. He's so I can't thank him enough for the opportunities of, being on his projects, and allowing me to have work, because that I know, going for his shows, I would, yeah, I don't know if I'd still be doing this, but um, so yeah, there are, um, I guess, yeah, it all comes down, planning too, and that's another thing. Um, again, I for my show, we get what's called one-liners, and one-liners are basically the map or like a a daily schedule, like a daily schedule for each episode. And so in this episode, we're filming this and these scenes, and so we need to get this done today, okay, and then the next day. So it's there's a timely schedule to all the, and again, it's the budget of it, the making sure everyone's getting their rest, or that they're able to come back out the next day and do it all over again. And so it's it's a full it's a full team. It takes a full tribe, as they say, your tribe of people to work all together, because it's, again, everyone has their strong suit in the business too. It's like we know, and you can't do it all. That's the thing that I see, is like you have to relay work to others and have them able to do their job well and at a high level. So uh, it's, yeah, of course the actors are the ones performing. They're the ones that need to, of course, that their faces are the ones that are
Yeah,
showing the
yeah,
art, or they're showing the movie, the TV show. But
absolutely.
it's what's happening behind the camera as well, behind with the director, the director of photography, those like um, they all have to be in accordance of what's happening throughout the day.
Got
And
it.
so yeah, it's, there, I I really enjoy that too. Again, um,
Okay.
because like being a stand-in too, like I work seeing, side by side with the main actor, and I'm helping him with the scene, or whatever the movements are, and or I stand in
Hmm.
place and
Okay.
blocking and things like that. But if there's little notes that are given to me, then I help relay it to him, and it makes his job easier. It's so. Um, that's a thing when you're on a set too. It's like things are just going so fast and fast, and time goes really fast too.
And
But
also, like your complete shooting was on a cruise ship, right?
yeah,
So how is that experience? Like, shooting on a cruise ship. Uh, and I also like watched a couple of episodes. Like it's like episodes means I mean like some trailer videos where I can see like everything is shot on a cruise ship and nighttime. And what is that kind of experience? Have you really enjoyed it at else?
yeah. It's the first time. Yeah, I've only been on one cruise ship in my life, and that was when I was a kid, or and but this to actually play on a cruise ship and to be working on one. It's at Paramount Studios, and that's where we film
Okay.
at Paramount. And well, or that's the interior. That's the interior of our cruise ship, and all the hallways and the rooms, and uh, the 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 captain's quarters too, and where he's at. And yeah, so, oh, and then our infirmary too, where the operations are being done. And then there are medical rooms and things. So yeah, it's all on locate, or not on at Paramount, at the studio. So
That's great. That's really great.
yeah,
But
yeah.
but
And then
apart of yeah, please.
I'm sorry, I was just gonna say, in the
Yeah, please.
exterior.
Sorry.
No,
Okay.
you're good. Yeah, the exterior, and like the pool, when you see the pool and the
Yeah,
pool
yeah.
deck and the decks and outside on the that's in it's funny, it's in the mountains out in Santa Clarita. So in Santa
Okay.
Clarita, it's about let's see, I think from Hollywood, or LA, it's about like an hour north, an hour
Okay.
50 miles north, about, yeah, of and yeah, the Santa Clarita Mountains or so. And so that's funny. Yeah, you're out there, and yeah, it's because we have a lot of space. And so, but that's where we built the exterior of the boat, ship. And yeah, and then of course we use what do you blue screen, blue and black as the backdrop for for the ship, and so you can't see the trees in the background. So yeah, we're covering the trees in the mountains. So it's
Yeah,
yeah, that's pretty
it's
funny how.
amazing. I think like you really like quite enjoyed in that environment. It's like, yeah, I'm sure like it feels different kind of energy while we really on the set working with
Mhm.
the cast, and it's like it's giving different kinds of energy. And like, yeah, please,
Oh, what's it like? Oh, the energy with them, or
yeah, yeah,
so it's it's one. I'll say it's one of my. It's probably my favorite set. It really is, and I'm not just saying that just as I've the set before too that I worked on was a great one too. And again, both both Ryan Murphy Productions, and I worked on 911, the original 911
wow,
show. Um,
it's
so yeah,
amazing.
I was a stand-in there on that show, and um, so yeah, that's how I started with standing in on that show, and then now for another Ryan Murphy and Doctor Odyssey, and so, but yeah, no, the energy of those great. I mean, they're very um, laid back. I mean, the guys, the main cast, the chemistry is wonderful. I mean, they really have. Yeah, no, they work well. I mean, obviously they were casted for their talents, but to see how the chemistry between them, you just see how yeah, it's
Yeah,
really
exactly.
great. And then everyone else, the crew members too. The crew members are very well selected as well. They do their job excellent and um, make everything.
Yeah,
Yeah,
got it.
it's really um, and I've been fortunate for that. Very fortunate that yeah, no, that we're all on the
Got
same,
it.
yeah, for the most part on
Got
the
it.
same program, the same team that we all, yeah, and that's the thing too that these are long hours that we do in day out, and I
Yeah.
myself work about like 4 days a week or so, and um, so not all 5 days a week, but most of our 4-ish days a week. And but again,
Mhm.
my part, I just try to make it as easy going for everyone else and try to
Yeah,
just
got it.
listening, be attentive,
Hmm.
and listen to the camera guys. Listen to the okay, stand here, stand there. All right,
Hmm.
next position, next. But
Hmm.
so and when you do that, it's yeah, that's.
Got it. Got it. And also like you told like you are currently in the process of leveling up yourself
Mhm.
on getting a main roles and something like that. So in this process, like my curiosity was like, have you just like I mean, it's about all about just giving uh different casting calls like that, or else you also like trying to be part of any short films and trying to make yourself a small kind of film so that you can showcase it to the directors when the chance hits with you, like it's all about only rehearsals or else what's the exact process behind it.
It's
Yeah, just like you
no,
can
no, no,
answer
yeah,
very
no.
calmly. I completely
It's a good
understand. It's
question.
like
No, I'm just thinking deeply a little bit, but
yeah, take your
I
time,
just
take your
uh,
time, no issues.
no, yeah, I just maybe as cliche as it can be, but a little bit, but just watch good actors, watch good films, good directors, good just the A-lister, the guy or the directors, the movies that are yeah, I like to watch like even like 90s things too or older like I don't like yeah, just nostalgic films or that are like from
Hmm.
the from actors that like I don't know like Goodwill Hunting and like those kind of like that era you know like those films when like though I guess I for again inspiration too of like how did they get their breakthrough roles or how did they because again it's like someone again you just keep you know a lot some of it's luck a lot some of it's just the right place right time and hey you're a good match for this and we want you so it's it is a combination of that maybe some luck and some right times and but how was it like if you're in the room and you're you know I'll say like with auditioning and your face is being out there more and more and you're being recognized, then that's a good sign, so um yeah, and I'll be honest, like it's a good reminder for me. Like I've auditioning lately has been a little bit slow. I'll just be honest and straightforward that I been kind of focused with the show and Dr. Odyssey, and I'm, I'm happy with doing the stand-in work this season, but I also enjoy being like a part of a crew too. I like that it's consistent. It's consistent work that, I'm not, um, but at the same time, it's like yeah, it's a catch 22. It's like there's someone phrased it to me, a friend of mine who's one of the video guys, and uh, he said that stand-in work is nicknamed the golden handcuffs. Yeah, and
Yeah,
so
yeah.
he said golden, and I like that because the golden handcuffs. It's consistent work. You're working, but you're not really moving up. You're just kind of you're you're on product, you're working on a show and things, but you're not one of the guest star. You're not a speaking part. You're not a showcasing your work, your talents yet. So it's great again for being there for the time, like for myself with this new show and but also I keep in mind I'm mindful that yes I need to get back to the auditioning, get back to it because I don't want to be 34 35 and still standing in, or and even if I am still standing in, that's okay. But again, that I'm still out there auditioning, and that I'm shooting for bigger things or trying to improve myself. So that's the thing.
Okay.
Is that,
Yeah, but it's really great, like committing towards what you are currently working on, and then parallelly after once you get free time, then you are focusing on doing auditions. Like
yeah,
most of the people, even though they get a chance, they still wanna do auditions, do castings, do everything. But still, that's really great. Whatever you are currently doing, you are committed towards that part and giving your best. Even you are you are on the standing part, but still, yeah, I'm sure like you will definitely one day make it to that the main role, whatever you want to be in that part.
yes, absolutely, yes, and that's the thing. Like I don't knock I don't put down stand-in work or even background work because you're you're an actor still. You are still showing up. You're doing the as all the other actors. You're just not you're not speaking. You're not a speaking part, but you're still going for it. If not, so it's it's tough, But again, if you enjoy this work enough and you're plan out your goals, they'll say, yeah, your goal, your my, try to keep on improving yourself, then that's where, yes, that okay, you're on the right track. You're on the right, you'll get to that destination. You will get to those opportunities, but you have to be diligent enough to know, uh, I'm making the effort too. I'm studying more. I'm more. I'm what other watching shows, move, stu yeah, practicing lines, practice what monologues, things, and so
Got it.
it's a whole deal of like, am I really? Because that's the thing is like you want to. How are you going to separate yourself? Yeah, and that's the thing is that. Um,
Got it.
that it's hard. I mean, because again, the numbers, being realistic about it, but yeah, everyone, they have dreams and want to do this and they want to, go for it. But you have to
Yeah,
be honest. You have to be honest with those things. Um, and again,
got
I'll
it.
just kind of say another side note for two, like, um, about dreams and aspiration. This is that,
Yes,
um,
please.
I do. I hope to one day like have a family too, and things like that. And so that's another thing that like
Have you got married? Sorry.
I'm not married. I'm not married. I have no kids. I don't have, but I just went to go see my fam or my sister's family
Oh, okay.
and so I went to see my sister's family this last week and Thanksgiving week, and um, so it had me thinking a lot about that and how
Oh, that's amazing.
those joys of life, and that's
Yeah.
a thing. You
That's
like acting and this film business. It's a lot. It takes a lot, and it takes a lot. It takes a right man or woman that um, to be by your side. I'll say, or that
yeah, that's
because
really
man,
great. But
it's being an actor, being a performer. It's selfish. I'll just be honest. It's a selfish thing to, and it's wearing. It's wearing, and it does take a toll. That helps tremendously. Yeah, I'll just say when times are tough and you need someone to um, vent to, I'll say like my parents, or especially mainly my dad. I'll say mostly like with my dad. And again, the choices of am I doing this? Am I in my right? Am I in the right mind? And to keep on pursuing this. And um, he just kind of tells me, well, what do I believe I am? Do I believe that I'm doing all that I can do to make the best out of this? And like any good father would
yeah,
do. And so it's important. I think that because it's again, it's one of those unique industries that you you're in the I'll just say you're in the abyss almost. You're in the like a black hole almost, in a sense of until you make it, until you become okay, like yeah, a known actor, or you're booking roles and things that you're kind of. And even then when you are booking roles and you're finding the next work or the next job, or role that you're playing, you're you don't it's unknown. It's a lot of unknowns um that really test you, that really make you
okay.
think like, am I what am I doing, or is this and so
Mm,
that's a thing as well, is that you have to think about, is like if you're trying to become an actor and trying to be in this, like for the financial, oh my, make my no, like you're not, you're gonna hit with a brutal dose of reality. It's like that's like point less than 1%. It's like if that 0.5% of those actors, that's the reality. Most of the actors are, yeah, no, it's a struggle for sure. But again, you do get those glimpses, you do get those when you are growing, when you are improving, that that okay, I really enjoy this. I want to keep on with this, and there's something that I see myself doing. So um, and of course, there's times when you want to maybe take a break or and um, I know I haven't gotten to that point yet. I've gotten to the point of of other parts of life, like again, family and things like that as well. And yeah, like if I, that does have me thinking at times, like, is this, you know, should I keep
yeah,
doing,
got
yeah.
it.
So,
Mm,
yeah, it's like I'm not in my early 20s anymore, it's like I'm not
yeah,
a 21, 22-year old. No, I'm 32, so it's like yeah, it's not that age where, and I still feel very healthy for my age. Don't get me wrong. I
that's
feel very,
good.
yeah, no,
That's
I can.
amazing.
So yeah, no, and so back to health and things like that. I take very good care of my health, and so
Yeah, you did do very running part, like you're part of a lot of marathons, and
yeah, oh yeah, the marathon, yes, yeah. So yeah, no, the running and marathon running. I'm gonna race a marathon actually.
wow,
and on Sunday, I'm gonna run
That's
another
nice.
marathon. So um, I'm a
And
little
that too,
nervous.
it's like 5 miles, 8 miles, 10 miles. It's like, oh my God, it's like almost
It's
like running 45 minutes, 50 minutes continuously. How it feels like after completing that much long marathon. How is your, experience?
I'm,
How you feel?
I'm like on top of the world. I'm just happiest moments. Happy. Um, I don't know. You know, I, it, to me, it's, you know, I do believe in God. I'll say I believe in my faith and growing up Christian, but I've been, I it's like almost a spiritual connection too. I haven't studied too much of like Buddhism and things like that, but you know,
Okay.
but I do have I love learning about other religions and cultures and backgrounds, and something about that, especially for me. Maybe this kind of derives from like a younger self too,
Mm-hmm.
like suffering, physical suffering, and like Buddha and things like that. Um, or even Jesus, the sufferings that
Got
he
it.
went through, and you know, I think I don't know, I apply that into my life, and I guess in the physical form of running, and it's it I can't. It's so hard to describe, but
I understand.
the mental grind of just pushing and pushing, and um,
Okay.
you're hurting, but everyone else is hurting right next to you. All the other runners and all the other guys, they're running hard, and it's like it's such a it's a crazy feeling. I can't when I'm in the moment, and it's either you keep going or you endure the
Pushing
pain.
yourself every
Yeah,
single step.
yeah. Yeah, it's an endurance. It's endurance, and it's enduring how. And I think it luck in a weird way. It's trained my mind to be superhuman in a way. Um,
Okay.
say in a sense of and I'm fascinated by all this stuff too. I know yeah, I've never done brain scans or done those things, but I don't have the, to check that. Maybe it's a good idea. Maybe I'm a little curious. Um,
Okay. You got
for me, again, running has been one of those things. It's so therapeutic. It's so uh, just a vast part of my life. I'm
Mm-hmm.
fortunate, I'm gifted with this ability, but
Okay.
it's I think Mike Tyson talks about how boxing is a metaphor of life and things, and for me, running it's a metaphor of my life of that it's you're not going to always want to be doing it, you're not always going to want to train, but the discipline of it, doing it every day, and especially on the days that you don't want to, it's like you find a way to keep going and you keep pushing
That's
through, and by doing that, your mind becomes stronger and stronger, and formidable. And
okay. I
Sean, the actor I stand in for on the Tristan on the
okay.
show. Sean, we'll have little conversations in between, and he's like, "Jeez, man, like, how do you train? How do you run like a marathon like that? It's like, how do you?" And he's like in awe and amazement, but it's like I'm just that's I just train, I just like one foot in front of the other, and but I guess the same goes for me and his acting. I'm like, wow, man, how do you act like this? How do you make these, this scene look so effortlessly, and but it's I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee too, and that it's like you don't if you're not the man that knows a thousand different kicks, but a man that knows uh, can do the same kick a thousand times, and
Exactly.
it's the same repetition over and over, and you're doing it again and until it's effortlessly, and
Got it.
and I think that's how humans are wired in a sense that uh, we like
It's
to.
like getting master at one single thing. Like getting top 1% at one single aspect. that
Yes, yeah,
makes us complete unique. Instead of like working in multiple ways or else multiple projects,
yes.
giving any 100% at one single thing at a time, that gives us like a good whatever it is.
Yeah, and especially with like today's instant gratification and the way that we are um there's so many like our minds are very I'll say it's hard to focus at times, or it's hard to keep because again, we the social media and TikTok, Instagram, and we're just our brains are just so well, the new shiny object, the new. So it's like, but to have really focus and apply your full effort, your energy into something, it's like that's what's and for me with acting or running or whatever I'm doing, it's like I want to try to make it my best, or I want to try to put my honest effort into it, and I'm not perfect. Don't get me wrong. I'll share with you this too, and
Yes, please.
yeah, and this is just a personal thing about myself, um and again, it's one of those things that I know other actors struggle with years and or in the past, but um, addictions, addiction of drinking, and I'll say of
Okay.
alcohol and alcoholism, and I've suffered with that in the past of of drinking and partying and yeah, in my younger 20s, I used to drink and smoking marijuana, smoking weed, and um, just to make my mind, make my mind better and to make myself out of a state, out of a presence, the presence of
I mean,
just the
like
present.
escaping from the reality, something like that.
Yes, exactly. Yes, exactly. Escaping of reality of what's happening right now and today. And I would think, oh, I'm smoking or drinking, like it's just I deserve this or whatever. It's because but in all actuality, I'm just running away. I'm escaping my own mind, and I'm um, uh, what's the word? Sorry, I'll get it.
Yeah.
I'm allowing myself to say it's okay, or that
Okay. Like
rationalize. I rationalize.
it's just for one time, and
Yes,
slowly it become addiction.
Exactly. Rationalization of me to smoke or for me to drink and say, oh, I had a long day's work. I got the whatever. I trained hard in running. I'm gonna, and so but in reality, in my mind, it was messing it up. It messed it up, and I, it's been about over 3 months for me again now with fully stopping smoking, and I can see how my mind, yeah, and that's the thing. My mind is always going to be like this, though. Of like a lot of thought, but
That's
a
really
lot.
amazing.
So it's whether it's just how I am, and so it's a gifts that I'm lucky to have a brain like I do, and but use it for good. Use it in a positive way. Um, and that I
Yeah, I
so
completely. I think I completely relate to this because the thing was, I written my first book almost like 2 years before, back in 2022 June, while I was back in India in my hometown with my parents.
mhm.
Even after I got I got a couple of jobs after doing my bachelor's,
Yes.
but I didn't wanna like leave my parents, so I taken a remote job and stayed with them and worked on my book. But suddenly a few things happened and I moved to States due to pursuing my master's degree. But the thing was like almost like for a year I was like completely blank. I don't know what to do. I was like it's like yeah, I'm going to college, I'm going to part-time job. It's like going something in my back of the mind, but I'm not sure what is exact going on.
Mhm.
And it's really take me a long time, almost like 1.5 year to get out of that thing and restart myself. And I'm also like very much connected towards like spiritually. And at that time of 1.5 year, I was like, even though I was like doing my work, I was like not feeling alive. I was like something is going on, but I'm really thankful to God. Like currently, I was like back on track. I currently working on my second part of book, and I decided to start a podcast of this ArcaneApex and sharing stories. It's not just about like sharing experience, but also like sharing personal stories, how they going through their life,
Yes.
the reality which we don't showcase on social media.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yes.
how we
Yeah.
going through it, how we overcome the past difficulties, and how we have planned ourselves. It's about like sharing the stuff so that whoever watches this, they may also like feel okay, this can be overcome, this can be avoided, whatever stage in they are. And that is the reason why I started this podcast, whatever it is.
Beautiful. Yeah, no, it's beautiful, man. I should. Yeah, no, exact experiences and connection and yeah, because that's I think a big part of life now is that we yeah especially when it comes to our artistic side and things that we don't know how to express. And I think that um, humans are gifted in a lot of different talents and areas that we we are longing to try to, you know, to perform, or maybe not perform, but to show others, or maybe skills and things, or to helping others too. And um, at least for me, I think I enjoy, because that's the thing. Like I did not think I was gonna go into acting too, because I was growing up always like really quiet, really shy, really just I was the complete opposite of like being in front of a camera, being and doing that and
Completely
stuff.
introvert.
Completely and I'm still a pretty introvert, but
Okay.
I've opened up now. I've kind of I'm accepting of who I am, and I think that um, it took a while. It took a very long time for me to accept me for all, the flaws, the good things, the bad, and I think that's what's amazing. Again, I as more and more time continues, and I still constantly learn about myself, but it's like I think it's the key element is being surrounded by good people, good friends, good family members, and that help you along the way, and kind of just mentors. I'll even say too, mentors or coaches, and I've been fortunate to have those. But yeah. And then you have to, because how old are you, Samir?
I'm 23.
23. You're 23? Oh
Yeah.
wow. Oh, okay, yeah. You're pretty young. Wow. Okay. So you're 23. Wow. See, and but I thought you were like my age, or like in your later 20s.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, no, that's great. No, it's but yeah, no, you're it's good because that's the thing. I you behave like you're someone that's older too. So I maybe that's you're
Okay, it may be my due to my voice or else like my face or else my voice, like how I was thinking. Okay,
you know.
like, what do you think of my face like initially?
What did I think of you?
Uh,
No, I just I this guy likes the show, or he's interested in the show, and but then you were interested about myself and things, and the business and acting and filmmaking and all, and so I was
And it's
very
not like, and I completely agree with you because the thing was, it's not like which I came from just from last 1 year, but from right from my childhood, I really love to watch movies because every time I watch movie, I feel like I'm not watching in a audience point of view. I was feeling like, okay, I am acting over there. Okay,
yeah
this is should to be happening in that way. That should to be happening in this way. I
yeah
feel like I am in that part,
yeah.
and that drives me towards writing book, storytelling.
Yes, yeah, no, and yeah, that's interesting. Or like, what choices would I have made, or what if you were the character, or you put yourself in their shoes, or you put their,
Exactly.
or what, or you even think like, what was the director or the camera guy, or what was their goal, or what was their yeah, what were they thinking? What was their thought process of it? And
Exactly,
it's
exactly.
yes. exactly. Yeah, no, it's a, and that's the thing. I'll say that too on that note of filmmakers and art, or when it comes to visual arts, is that um, it's so collaborative. It's so collaborative from meeting other backgrounds, other people, and um, that I've been very honored. Yeah, all walks of life. All walks of life that. Um, that again that they love the arts, or if not more than I do, and that they show I truly and you probably as well, the law of attraction, law of attracting,
Yeah,
kind heart, or you what you put out into this world will come back to you. And
exactly.
um, I think that it took me a while to understand that, and I think you know yeah, you see that already, and
Yeah,
that will, by doing that and being focused and having you'll save yourself a lot of headache. I'll say, or a lot of headache, or a lot of just or unfortunately people, or unfortunately it could be friends too, that just sometimes aren't on the same um, um, I don't know, because I'm kind of dealing with that a little bit now, like friends that you want to still be friends with, but they're not maybe as and
like-minded like us, like
yes,
who were
like
like
minded.
mm,
Yeah, and so unfortunately, yeah, your paths may go differently and things like that. So that's just
exactly.
yeah, and that happens, like
Yeah,
that.
whenever I discuss this kind of stuff with my friends, and they were like, "Okay, stop. Let's discuss about some other thing. It's quite boring. Let's skip it." But discussing it with the like-minded people, it gives
Yes,
us like a lot of relief from overthinking, and it's like a kind of freshness. Okay, this is there is something. It's like building some hope from inside. Okay, there is a lot of scope and lot of part that I need to still work on. It motivates me, drive. Okay, this is something I
also,
should pursue. And even though,
yeah,
yeah, I'm like quite young, I was like trying to learn new thing every single day and putting into work towards it. And I just want to like make it at any cost in this part.
yes, yeah, very
Yeah,
good, yeah. Oh, and you're right on track. No, you're you're. I could tell by the way that you're speaking. Um, yeah, you truly care about this, and that you really um and I hope that yeah it continues on for you, and yeah, again, Matt, we could do another one of these too,
definitely.
or
Like I was like definitely wanna like this time I want to do like physically. Yeah, thank you so much, Jack. Like it's like amazing discussion on how uh, it's about like journey about how you going through this part, how getting into acting, and it's not about that but also the reality, what people should focus on, and what are the steps that a person need to take in order to getting into this industry. And I'm really enjoyed it a lot, and I hope you also like uh quite enjoyed on discussing this stuff with us.
yes, no, thank you, Samir. Yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I hope. Sorry, I'm playing this. No, I enjoyed it very much. I want to do this again. So, maybe do an update, or maybe when we're done with the season, and I believe we'll be finishing in March,
Okay,
around February or March, and uh, yeah, we could do another podcast or another interview then, and uh,
definitely.
update with the season, and
Yeah,
yeah, yeah. So I again thank you, and I'm yeah honored that you allowed me to speak
that
on it. And, yeah, thank you.
yeah, it's really my honor to host you, and not only me, but that whoever watch this video definitely gonna enjoy it. It's not just about like getting into movie, etc., but also like building mindset, the habits, the discipline towards getting the goal. So that aspect was I really loved that part. Whatever we discussed, making ourselves mentally strong in order to reach our goal. That's really crazy.